Welcome to the International Medicine Aesthetic Congress of Agora held in Milan. We are here with Anthony Benedetto. He is a pioneer in skin cancer surgical technique, but here at the Congress, first we want to talk about the scientific data regarding botuline.
Okay, so we will speak about botulinum toxin. I learned how to use botulinum toxin in the 1980s and the 90s, and I started using botulinum toxin in Philadelphia. I was one of the first, and I think the public will understand botulinum toxin is Botox. Botox was the first botulinum toxin that we have to treat different nerve problems like stiff neck and different facial movements that were abnormal. And then from that, we learned that we can use botulinum toxin for wrinkles. And this is because of the Carruthers, Gene and Alistair Carruthers. And I learned from them. I learned from them in maybe mid-1990s. And from then on, I was the first in Philadelphia to start using botulinum toxin. And it's been a wonderful way to treat patients for their wrinkles, to make them rejuvenate and look much younger. And from then, I also learned how to use it for headaches, migraine headaches, and different spasms of the face and the eyes. So patients come to me from many places, far and wide from Philadelphia, so that I can inject them for their headaches, for their spasms, for their hyperhidrosis. Hyperhidrosis is excessive sweating in different parts of the body. So there's many different ways to use botulinum toxin. And now, after Botox botulinum toxin, there are many different companies, not many, maybe a half dozen, 6, 7 companies that have their own version, their own type of botulinum toxin, but it basically comes from the same batch. It's the same product that has been distributed to other scientists who then joined the company, and the company manufactured and distributed the botulinum toxin. And they have their own different names, but there's, should I say the names? I don't know if I need to say the names. You know, there's Botox. Well, we have different names in the United States as Europe and elsewhere in the world. So the FDA in the United States created a naming system, a generic system. And so Botox is onobotulinum toxin. We have Xeomin, it's incobotulinum toxin. We have Dysport, that's abobotulinum toxin. And now here in Italy, I think they have prabotulinum toxin. We call it Jeuveau in the States, and I forget what they call it here. It's a different name altogether, but it's the first time I saw the name, but it's prabotulinum toxin. And then we have daxibotulinum toxin. So every company has their generic name, and in different parts of the world, they have their brand name.
But the more important thing is that safety.
It's extremely safe only because we're using microscopic amounts, minimal amounts, and the product is so strong that it creates these effects with less than a drop. And we use special syringes to inject the product so that it is very, very safe. It doesn't go throughout the body. And that's provided that whoever's doing the injection uses the product, with the named product, not something that they get from another laboratory or some discount place, because those kinds of products are made for scientific research, and they're very, very strong, and they may not be as pure as they should be. So, and there have been problems in the past where patients almost die because of the injector gave too much of the product that was not a approved product.
So it's very important for the future, a better dialogue with the patients, a better information.
Well, the information is patients should go to doctors in particular, doctors who know how to do the injections, doctors who have been trained to do these injections, and the doctors who are using products that are approved, either approved in Europe or approved in the United States, and in South America and anywhere else in the world. But if you go to someone at the airport or you go to a hotel where there's not a doctor doing these, we call them Botox parties, that's the absolute wrong thing to do because it's very dangerous.
If you would define, if possible, in one word, what you appreciated more in this Congress, what would you say?
I think it's instruction and information. Education is the one word in a very broad aspect. There are many different topics about cosmetics and even surgery for the well-being of the patient, from scars, from wrinkles, from different parts of the body. And I think the scope of the education here and the intensity, it's been a surprise and a wonderful experience.
So thank you very much. Thank you to all of you, and keep on following us.